Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at some clips from a woman who claims that weight loss is not rocket science. It's actually harder. We're also going to be taking a look at a miscellaneous clip from this same creator. Let us waste no time and dive right in.
So I got a comment on one of my posts the other day that said, lose weight, it's not rocket science. And you know what? You are so right. It's not rocket science. I wish it were rocket science.
Bruh. If it were rocket science, would you grasp it? So if it were rocket science, you would have a firm grasp on it, right, Einstein? Is that what you're telling me, Tesla?
Rocket science makes sense.
Does it? Oh yeah? So you can grasp rocket science, but you can't wrap your head around this idea of controlling what you put into your mouth. Bruh. Huh.
Rocket science is based in definitive answers.
So you're implying that weight loss is not based in definitive answers. It's not as simple as eat less and move more or eat different things. Stop eating processed garbage and sugar. It's not that simple. There's actually a bunch of mathematical equations that come into play. If you carry the y and you take the remainder and divide it by 12, then you come up with it's not my fault. It's not my fault. According to the math, A plus B plus C equals not my fault. It's not my fault. Rocket science makes sense. Weight loss doesn't make sense because I didn't do it. So it's not my fault, and nobody else could do it either. If I can't do it, it's out of the realm of possibility.
It's based in math. Nutrition and weight loss is not that. There's a reason the diet industry is completely capitalistic.
Yeah, and so is the food industry. Do you know what Nestle owns? When you talk about people being capitalistic, which means, chasing money and not caring about people, just doing whatever is profitable, having a bunch of consumers that are overweight is far more profitable than a bunch of people that are in good shape. There's no money to be made off of people that are in good shape, okay? They eat right, they exercise, they don't go to the doctor. If you're obese, you're always at the doctor, you're always buying more stupid garbage food, you're always falling for the latest stupid fad diet that doesn't work. I'll bet you anything that those fad diets are sold by the food companies themselves. They know that it's not going to work. They know that if they put you on rice cakes for a week, eventually you're going to freak out and gain even more weight than when you started. They know that. That's why fad diets don't work.
It's because everybody's looking for an answer. Everybody's looking for the right way. And sadly, the truth is, there is no answer.
Bruh. Oh yeah? Actually, there is an answer. Stop eating processed carbs, fast food, soda, and sugar. Eat whole foods. Make sure you eat large servings of protein and fat and a smaller serving of carbs. Also, get out and move more. You will begin to lose weight. It's just that easy. I know it's not rocket science. It's far easier.
It's not as simple as a calorie deficit.
Yeah, it is.
Going to the gym. Just not eating cake or eating salad.
It is that easy. Have you tried not eating cake and going to the gym and doing all these things that you disparage, or did you just not try them and then you decided they don't work anyway? Alright guys, you know all those things that I did not try? They don't work. Just in case any of you were wondering. How do I know that they don't work? Because I didn't stick to them. So, it's not possible for the human body to lose weight because I couldn't do it. If I can't do it, nobody could do it, dude. I mean, I'm the best. I am so amazing. If I couldn't do it, literally nobody on this whole planet could do it. I mean, even me, the great and amazing me, the center of the universe, me. I couldn't even do it. So, clearly, it's not possible for a human being.
Each person's weight loss journey is personal to them and only makes sense for their body.
That's not true. Whatever I did, you could do. Actually, if you do exactly what I do, you will experience the exact same results. You see, we don't live on a planet of just randomness. Everything happens for a reason, and there's a perfectly valid explanation for every single thing happening on this planet. Okay? Sky Daddy wasn't mad, and so he sent down lightning bolts from the sky and water. It got hot enough to cause the water to evaporate and build up in the atmosphere, and then eventually it got heavy enough to rain water back down. You see, that's science. We're not just out there shaking some drums and stuff and hoping for rain, okay? We understand why things happen, and we definitely understand why weight loss happens or does not happen. It is not rocket science. It is far simpler.
Each body is different.
No, each body is not different. If you do what I do, you will experience the same results. The only real difference here is that I am a man and you are a woman. Therefore, we store fat differently. Other than that, the stuff I do is valid for you too.
There are hundreds of factors that affect weight loss.
Hundreds of factors that affect weight loss. Can you name some of those? Can you name the other 98 besides calories in and calories out? Because I would be so fascinated to hear your hot take on this, Professor. Professor of weight loss who is clearly winning. Can you please tell me?
So before you go commenting, because it was so easy for you, or because you think it should be easy, remember, it's not rocket science.
And that was her little gotcha moment at the end. Like in a comedy show, when there's a joke in the beginning of the show, and then at the end of the show, they reference that joke from the beginning. That's called a callback, okay? She's trying to do a callback in this, all right? The thing that she said in the beginning, she said, it's not rocket science. And then she said a bunch of dribble, a bunch of moronic nonsense. And then at the end, she comes back to, that's right. It's not rocket science. I wish it were that simple, basically. Why would you upload this? This is like a heroin addict uploading something being like, you guys, I've done the research and apparently it's not possible to get sober. I know that lots of other people have done it, but what worked for them doesn't work for me. There's hundreds of different ways that I could stop. Like, dude, you know how ridiculous it sounds? Somebody who is an addict trying to justify their behavior and then doing all these mental gymnastics to come up with reasons why it's impossible to lose weight, it's even harder to understand than rocket science, is embarrassing and ridiculous. Imagine having such a lack of self-awareness. There's always the comparison to make between drug addicts and obese people because it's the same thing. You have a food addiction. I wouldn't have said that if you were just overweight and you're like, oh man, I got a little overweight here, it's time to work on this. I would be like, okay, maybe not. But like when you're overweight and then you start coming up with reasons to justify your weight, and all these reasons have to do with the fact that it's everybody else's fault or society's fault and it's not your fault, this is all junkie and addict behavior. This is so indicative of somebody that has a substance abuse problem, except your substance happens to be sugar and processed carbs. Alright, let's take a look at the bonus clip. In response to the comment that reads, broken ankle, dentist makes sense. Also, doctors should encourage weight loss at every turn, especially with today's average weight on the rise. I went ahead and just said dentist, even though they misspelled it, just for your benefit.
I have to address this because the amount of people who are commenting this, a lot of the comments say, oh, well, this reason was actually valid. Let me tell you why.
Okay, so I think that she perhaps had a broken ankle and some issue at the dentist, and then they gave her a hard time about her weight or something like that.
I know I'm fat, okay? I know that there are health issues that come with being fat.
Oh, how dare you say that. Whoa, buddy. What do you mean there are health issues that come with being fat? Oh, this is the most fat-phobic...
I know that losing weight could make me healthier.
Dude, will you stop with all the fat phobia, please? Oh my god. I'm about to dude. I'm about to so hard.
And guess what? Like every fat person, I'm on top of that.
Yeah, I know that being fat is unhealthy, guys. Don't worry. I'm on top of that. On top of what? What does that mean? You're still overweight. What do you mean? What do you mean you're on top of it? I know that I'm starting to get way too violent and crazy because I drank too much, guys, but don't worry, I'm on top of it. And everyone's just like, what do you mean you're on top of it? You are currently far too drunk, sir. He's like, yeah, don't worry, I got it. Okay, I don't know what that means. You're on top of it? Yeah, I know I'm fat, but don't worry, I just ate some cake. What? Oh, what? Huh? Where? Why? How?
If the weight isn't going down for me, it's because I'm trying to survive.
What? I think we got another case of this person is not even in the same damn conversation as the person who left the comment. Huh. What? Do the what now? Okay, so you would lose weight, but you're not currently because you're trying to survive. So in order to survive, we must indulge in our addictions. I see. Well, I was gonna stop smoking crack, but I needed to survive, dog. And then the NA group that you're currently telling this story in is like, so that's when you decided to start using again? Because you needed to survive? Tell me, Rick, how did that help you? Are you currently surviving? Was taking a hit off that rock again? Did that elevate you and put you down the right path to survival? What does that mean?
Whether that be mentally or...
Oh, I see. So for your mental health, you had to just eat whatever you wanted. Because mentally, you would go through anguish if you were to control yourself like an adult.
Or physically, or financially, or in so many ways. There are so many reasons why the weight couldn't be going down to me.
Financially is why the weight couldn't go down. And mentally, and because you needed to survive. You know why I think the weight didn't go down? Because you keep saying that I couldn't do it because mentally I needed to survive and financially, because of all these excuses that you're making up. That's why you didn't do it. When you failed, instead of saying, dang, I failed, and I should try harder to control myself in the future. Instead of doing that, when you failed, you said, oh man, it's not my fault. And then you kept doing all these mental gymnastics to make it somebody else's fault. So guess what? Obviously, you're not going to lose weight and change if it's everybody else's fault. Change begins with you. You need to acknowledge that this is your fault. You put yourself into this position, and only you can get yourself out.
But it doesn't mean that I don't think about it every second of every single day.
Well, what the hell? Stop thinking about it and do it, damn it. Watch my channel, get some simple advice on diet, and get going.
And when something like this happens, and I hurt myself, and I feel that I need medical attention, and I go to the doctor, and before they even give me the medical attention that I actually need, they say, hey, you should really try losing weight. Have you thought about that? It's dehumanizing.
No, it makes sense. Okay, so you went to the doctor because you had a broken ankle. This broken ankle was caused by your excess weight. The doctor's like, yeah, sure, we'll fix your ankle, but if you want to stop breaking ankles in the future, you need to lose weight. That's like going to the doctor with chronic bronchitis. I can't breathe, I'm always coughing up stuff, this and that. And the doctor's like, okay, we'll give you some stuff to clear up the congestion. However, I'm going to recommend that you stop smoking because the smoking is what keeps causing all this stuff to build up in your lungs. So, I mean, this just makes good sense, my friend. Let me fix your ankle, and then you walk out of my office and break the other one immediately.
It's infantilizing, and it's just plain rude. And if doctors
Don't go to the doctor then. Straight up. Y'all go to the doctor more than anybody else, and you're always complaining about fat phobia at the doctor. The doctor hasn't partaken in any sort of phobia in regards to me. You know why? Because I don't go to the doctor. Because I don't have to. And if you always do need to go to the doctor, perhaps your diet and exercise plan isn't really working out as great as you thought it was. The rest of us don't go to the doctor once a week, or once a month, or even once every several months. I don't go there unless my arm just got broken or something. Yeah, you see that seat over there with no armrests? That's mine. That's my special seat. They have it here just for me. I'm up in here every Tuesday.
truly think that their fat patients don't know that they're fat?
Obviously you don't, because you haven't done anything about it. I told you last time to lose weight, and here you are again, and you actually gained weight, so, yeah.
And that there's medical problems associated with it? Babe, I do not trust that doctor. They are not smart.
The doctor is not smart. Maybe he's not smart enough to grasp the concept of weight loss. Maybe he's only smart enough to grasp rocket science, you know? Not everybody can grasp the extremely complicated theoretical physics known as weight loss. Yeah, he probably spends most of his time studying rocket science or something stupid and easy to understand like that.
The amount of fat people that I know personally and that I know of who just don't go to the doctor because they're scared of being fat shamed because their mental health can simply not take another person telling them that they're worthless.
The amount of fit people I know that don't go to the doctor just because they don't have to. They don't not go to the doctor because they're worried about the words that he might say, oh, boo-hoo. But they don't go to the doctor because they don't need to, because they took care of their body. How about that? How about that? Isn't that crazy? This concept of taking care of the vessel that we're in, so we don't have to inconvenience and annoy everyone around us with our constant requests for special accommodations. Hey, can you take the armrests off that chair? Hey, can you increase the capacity of that elevator? Hey, can you do this? Can you do that?
It's too high, babes. It's too high.
You're too high if you think that a doctor would put up with any of this nonsense from you.
So the point of this video is not to say, hey, I'm mad that they told me to lose weight.
It kind of seems that way. You said in the beginning you know that it's unhealthy to be overweight. You know all the this, the that, and the everything. You went to the doctor with a broken ankle, which is clearly related to your weight. And then he's like, yo, hey, Gooba, you ever considered losing weight? And then you went on this tirade.
It's to say doctors do better, okay? Most of us fat
Doctors, do better. I agree. Doctors should do better. If you have an overweight patient like this and they come in and they try to argue with you for even half a second, just get rid of them.
People, we have seeked out medical attention to lose weight, and in those opportunities, that is when we have those discussions.
So people should only discuss your weight with you if you're going to the doctor to lose weight, like through surgery or something like that. What about all the ill effects on health that are caused by excess weight? What about the fact that your hormone levels are completely out of whack just to begin with from all the excess fat that is on your body? Like, you have more androgens than you should, and a man who has excess adipose tissue has more estrogen than he should. Having excess weight like that fucks up all of your hormones, dude. You're all out of whack. You don't know what's going on.
I've had multiple doctor's appointments about my weight. In fact, I have one today. But if I go to see you for strep throat, give me fucking antibiotics. And a lot of people are saying, oh, like the ankle, it'll affect your joint. Sorry, I was 13, and do you think I'm gonna lose a bunch of weight, that much weight, in 6 fucking weeks? If I lose enough 6 weeks during the healing of my ankle, you're telling me to develop a eating disorder.
Dude, y'all are so afraid of developing a restrictive ED, but you pay no mind at all to your binge ED, do you? If I had controlled myself, I might have developed a restrictive ED, which is the worst thing on earth. Binge ED is whatever. I mean, that shit is dank as fuck. But restrictive ED, oh God, no, we can't have that. They use all these restrictive ED references, like, to try to shut you down anytime that they can. You can't think what you want. I just mentioned restrictive EDs. That means I win, okay? If I had tried to lose weight, I could have developed a restrictive ED. You see what your mentality's doing to me and people like me? Huh. Would you like that? Would you like if I just started making myself throw up all the time and not eating? Huh. I bet you would. I bet you would. That would be so unhealthy and disgusting to have a restrictive ED. Now, if you excuse me for just one moment, I need to palm fist this entire cake right into my face hole. Thank God I ain't got a restrictive ED though, man. Those motherfuckers got a problem.
Which, surprise, surprise, thanks to doctor's advice, I did do.
You did develop a restrictive ED thanks to doctor's advice. Oh yeah? Where is it? Where are you keeping it? Why do they always say they had a restrictive freaking ED, dude? Why are you embarrassing yourself like this?
Things like that have caused me to be in much worse shape in my 20s. So before you come...
No, they didn't. You never restricted and you never lost the weight. You've been this weight since you were 13, I can tell. I could tell by your mentality. You have the mentality of somebody that's always been this weight. They have a very specific mentality where they just cannot grasp life outside of this giant overweight body.
And something like that.
It's kind of like if you grew up with abusive parents. You think that shit is normal. It's not normal. You can always tell when somebody's being obese their entire life, right? They can only view the world through that lens. They have no concept of what it's like to have energy or not be tired and feel like crap all the time. And it's funny how you cannot see the world through any other lens because that's all you know. Some of us have actually been overweight and lost the weight, so we know what it's like to be on your end and also on the other end. You should probably listen to us.
Yes, or any valid reason as to why the doctors have fat-shamed me in the wrong moment.
Nobody fat-shamed you. They said, hey, if you want to stop breaking your ankle, lose weight. Simple. If you don't want to hear this stuff, stop coming here. There's no shame about it. The only shame is the shame that you feel.
Put some thought into how fat people are treated in society and what makes it worse.
No.
Because fat shaming is for sure the highest reason as to why someone can't lose weight.
Fat shaming is the highest reason as to why someone can't lose weight. Oh, so now it is my fault, although I don't fat shame people, just so you know. This isn't fat shaming. This is me making fun of the dumb stuff that people say. So, once again, it's somebody else's fault. So you gained weight because of fat shaming, but you were already fat to be shamed, right? So this is like the chicken and the egg, which came first, right? So you were overweight because you got fat shamed. That doesn't make sense. So you were at what is considered to be a healthy weight at one time, and then people fat shamed you even though you were thin until you gained weight? And then they continued to fat shame you, and then you continued to gain more weight? See, it doesn't make any damn sense. You had to be fat to begin with for them to shame you. We got a catch-22 here. We got a chicken and the egg type of situation. I don't know what's going on.
If fat shaming stopped tomorrow, the amount of people who would be in much better shape would skyrocket. So frickin' stop.
Well, if that were the case, then all these fat acceptance people would be thin by now. They don't get fat shamed anymore. They block everybody in the comments, and they've surrounded themselves with an echo chamber of other fat people who say that it's wonderful and great to be fat. Yet they do not lose the weight. Why? This is a very embarrassing display. You would have been better off uploading nothing. You uploaded this whole video being like, hey guys, since I can't lose weight, it's impossible to understand, impossible to achieve, and you guys fat shaming me is the reason I'm this way to begin with. So you've taken zero accountability. So what are the odds that you're ever going to lose weight and change? 0%, because you're not taking accountability. Obviously, weight loss is much simpler to understand than rocket science. And obviously, there's no such thing as medical fat phobia. There's a guy who you go to if you have medical problems, and he will help you and prescribe you stuff and give you advice. If you don't want medical advice, don't go to the guy whose job it is to give you medical advice. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.